It's summer. That means local, fresh produce. Stick around and see what this old man cooks. Or maybe kind of cooks. Or just cooks a little bit. Welcome to Kitchen Kingdom, where this old man throws down to chow down. In this episode, I am going to prepare gazpacho, and this gazpacho has two bonuses. One is an option. So let's get ready to rattle some pots and pans. Now the first thing we need to do is get this processed up. But before we do that, we're going to roast some garlic. I'm going to put some oil in here. You could use any oil you want. And we're going to roast this garlic at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. The oil will be infused with garlic, and we're going to use it 2 more times, so don't discard it. Next, we have our poblano pepper. Now this isn't a very hot pepper, but we're going to roast it because when you roast it, a lot of flavor characteristics come through that you can't get with it being raw. So this is going to be the first component that we kind of cook. The second will be the tomatoes, and I'm going to cook some of the tomatoes because I want to get the lycopene out and then change again flavor characteristics between the fresh tomatoes and the cooked ones. Now that we have everything processed, I took a little bit of the peeled cucumber and the unpeeled cucumber and did a finer chop on it. And I also did a finer chop on both the red and the white onion. We also did a finer chop on the tomatoes. And we're going to start getting an initial marrying of our ingredients. I put them in little by little because I like to have a different amount of each one. I tend to first go light on the onion. Until I get a balance on what my flavor profile is going to be. But no, I'm not going to salt this because if I were to put salt in here, it's going to make the vegetables draw out the water before I really want them to. I just want this to get the initial marry. And back in the fridge, I'm going to put just a little bit of the cilantro in too. Now we're also going to do the same for our fine chopped. Got the tomato base, cucumber, and the onion. Again, I'm going light on the onion at first because, as with any product, you can always add, but you cannot take away. Now this is what you're going to do when you don't want to do the V8. So we have in our Ninja, we're going to put all of the solids if you don't have a large processing chamber, you might have to do 2 batches. Going to take a little of my fine chopped onion, a little of my fine chopped cucumber, a little of my fine chopped garlic. We're going to put a little bit of the poblano pepper and a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Going to close this up and process. While our base is cooling after it's simmered, we're going to give an initial seasoning to our vegetable combination here. We're going to give it a little pepper, a little salt, we're going to hit this with 1 tablespoon of white balsamic vinegar, and remember the garlic oil, or the oil that we use to roast the garlic, and I told you don't discard it. We're going to go ahead and use it now. We're going to give it a good tablespoon. And we're going to also add some of our other flavoring components. A little bit of cilantro, some of our roasted garlic, and some of our fresh, finely chopped garlic. We're going to put this back in the refrigerator. Here our tomato base has cooled. It's yielded us about a quart. Now we're going to go ahead and give it a little taste to make sure we're still on point. Oh yeah. I'm going to take a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, some of our cilantro, some of our roasted pepper. Roasted garlic. We're going to decide how much heat we're going to put in this, if any. I am going to. You can decide whether you want to or not. A little stir. Now we're going to add our vegetables. Now you add as much as you want, depending on the consistency you want. So we'll start with that. And it's getting pretty much like I want it. Now our gazpacho has been refrigerated for about 4 hours. I'm going to do my final seasoning before plate up. I'm going to go ahead and hit it with a little bit of the cilantro and our heat in the form of the poblano and the jalapeno pepper. Now I'm going to add some of our vegetables that we did not use before. These are the chunky ones. And I'm also going to add some of the fresh chop, or fine chop I should say. See right there? That's so there's different layers of texture. And here it is, our gazpacho. I hit those toast points with some pecorino romano cheese. Ooh, almost overfilled that baby right there, but that's okay. Not paying attention. I'm gonna go ahead and garnish this off with some roasted corn. And I'm going to finish it with some Hawaiian black lava salt. And I'd say, let's chow down.